What's the hardest part about dating a Latina? So, I am actually his cougar.
Honestly, I think I got at least 90% of them correct. If I do say so.
I'm a mess up. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is the long-awaited boyfriend tag. I finally convinced Eric to do the boyfriend tag with me.
Just so we're clear, I've said we could do it whenever she wanted to do it. And recently she's been like, alright, let's do it this day, and then we wouldn't do it for some reason. And then
because
finally she picked a day. Alright, but to be fair, I've been down from the get. So I'm prepared, I'm ready, I feel like I'm gonna do well. I'm probably gonna mess up a lot of really stupid questions, but let's go.
Just please don't take it too hard on him because it is his first. This is like your first official YouTube video.
Yeah, I guess so. I've been in other stuff, like vlogs.
Alright, so without further ado, let's just jump right into the boyfriend tag.
Wish me luck, fam.
Hopefully he's good. Alright, so I asked you guys on Instagram to send me questions, and I honestly have not received this amount of questions ever. I wanted to start with the official like YouTube version of the boyfriend tag. So let's start with that one and see how well Eric knows me, and then I'll do the questions and answers after this.
Hit me.
When and where did we meet?
Well, that's a tricky question because we didn't meet in person for the first time. We met on Bumble.
Yep, we met on Bumble.
January 11th, 2017. No, 2018, because that was the first time I sent the message. I remember I had a screenshot. I came prepared, ladies and gentlemen.
I didn't even remember.
First time we met, though, in person was, I took you to Bank, which is a restaurant on the Upper East Side. Actually, not the Upper East Side, it was like 23rd Street and 2nd or 3rd. That's annoying.
Oh, give me a second. The mail lady does this every single time. It's so annoying. Alright, so we left off. We met at Bank, which is a restaurant in 20-something Street.
23rd Street and 3rd Avenue. My sister gave me the recommendation because she used to live over there, so I remember she told me you should take her there. Anything you'd like to comment on that day at all? Or?
You can go and say it.
Nothing. I feel like you should probably. I don't know. I feel like it'd come better.
Right. So listen, the first date wasn't the greatest first impression from my end.
Punctuality was a little bit of an issue.
It was a really, really cold day. I don't know if it was snowing. I know that it was freezing cold, and there was a bunch.
It was really cold. I do remember that. I wore a light
jacket. So basically, I got there late.
Hour and a half, 90 minutes.
Yeah,
that's like that's like a school delay. I waited that fucking. You know when you get like the 90-minute delay? I had to wait that long.
I got there an hour and 30 minutes.
The receptionist felt so bad. She was like, "Oh, you just want to like wait."
Mind you, like he's meeting someone from Bumble, a dating app that he doesn't even know. Like if she's a catfish.
Could have been a catfish.
And his friends were making fun of him because they all thought that I was a catfish.
All my friends at work were like, "No, she's either 38 or she's a catfish." So.
Or she's a guy. That's what they used to tell.
Turns out she's not. Thankfully, that worked out in my favor, I would say.
But yeah, that's where we met. We met on Bumble.
First date, Bank, and then kept going out, taking you out to dates. Went to 235th a lot, the rooftop, restaurants around there, Upper West Side.
When and where was your first kiss?
First kiss?
Wait,
No.
So let me answer that one. So Natalie had to kiss him on was it the third date? The second date.
It was the second date.
It was the second date. It was like at the end of the second date. I'm like, this guy's really not going to kiss me. So
It's false.
Went ahead and made the first move and kissed him before getting on the Uber.
Absolutely false.
He swears that it wasn't.
We left 235th.
I remember vividly having this conversation with Joanne.
We used the back entrance, yeah, because you lied, because you clearly wanted to pump up your stats.
I told her the first date went amazing, but he didn't kiss me, and that's fine. And then, honestly, it was a third date, Eric. It was definitely the third date.
I very much remember the third date for other circumstances, which we will not go into.
Work.
The third date was at Catch. We went to the top. She had to text on her phone for the whole time.
I was submitting a deadline.
She straight ghosted me at the end of the date because, you know, third dates. What are you expecting? But I remember specifically because you left. Anyway, so second date was the first. No, I'm positive because you act like you remember better than I do. It's not true. I remember better. Second date was the kiss. We were leaving 235th. We used like the back entrance, which left us into like this kind of like weird back street alleyway.
If you guys are familiar with 235th.
It was like the freight entrance or something. And her Uber pulled up. We've been flirting a lot all night, but hadn't really done anything. And then she was leaning up against the car on the passenger side, back.
And then
seat.
I was like,
I opened the door for her, kissed her, she got in. That's it. That's it. That's the story. That's it. That's done.
No,
Next
it's
question.
not.
Next question. Roll it
you
up.
guys.
Next question.
I made the first.
False. She did not.
Who said I love you first?
You want to answer that one?
You did.
No, that's not true. She did it accidentally.
By mistake.
So you know when you call someone and you hang up, you're like, I love you? Like,
I'm so used to saying like, I love you, bye.
it wasn't like a, like I love you, I love you. It was like an accidental like hang up, I love you.
And then
So
I tried to play
she-
it off and he never brought it up like ever again.
You hung up before I could even say it back. So
I know, but the next day you didn't say anything.
Am I supposed to address it? Like, what the? How do you approach that situation? No. So, a few days after that, it was like kind of the elephant in the room. So I said it first, technically first. She said
Yeah.
it first, but it wasn't.
And he
legit.
said it like, I don't know, it was the sweetest.
It was very nice. It was very romantic.
Where was I born?
Dominican Republic.
Words to be specific.
Fuck, I always mess this up. Not Santo Domingo. Is it a Santa? You gotta give me a hint. I have to know the area of the DR. Come
I
on.
speak about this place a lot, Eric.
It's a Santa. Give me a hint.
Santiago.
Okay, come. I forgot the Ago. I had everything else.
And it's not the same.
Yeah, but I had that.
What color are my eyes?
Brown. Poopy brown, as she calls them. Yeah. Dark brown.
What's my shoe size?
8.
So wait, let's go back to this.
I was ready for that one. That's not fair. I was ready for that one.
I was telling him, I was like, I really want to do the boyfriend tag with you, but the questions are gonna be really hard, so I hope you're ready.
We watched one,
And then-
and they were like, "What's your shoe size?" I was like, "Fuck, I don't know your shoe size, babe. What's your shoe size?"
And
She
then
was
I
like,
told
"It's
him,
8."
and he now remembers.
Yeah,
So I better be
think
getting
I'm
shoes
3 for 3, gentlemen, ladies out there.
What's the weirdest habit?
No,
Right.
collecting random. It's so weird. She'll sit on the couch and like you know how like
Stop.
animals like collect little pieces of like fabric. Like she has little napkins or little tissues, like paper towels that she just keeps on hand at all times for no reason. Like they'll be crumpled up next
You
to her.
never know when something
It's
spills.
so
if
weird.
you need a napkin, so I always
No,
have
it's the weirdest thing I've ever
napkins
seen. It's the weirdest. It's like she's building a nest or something.
Whatever. I'm going to now just hop on the Instagram questions because why not? How long have you guys been together?
2 years and 3 months.
Yeah. You're so sweet.
5 for 5, baby. Let's go.
Does he feel awkward when your Latina girlfriends come over? You know Latinas can be loud.
Well, yes, they are loud, but no, I don't really feel awkward. I love all your friends.
Yeah.
They're awesome. Like family.
Is Eric trying to learn Spanish? You gotta have Spanish-speaking babies.
Of course, we've discussed that. Children will speak Spanish. However, I'm already fluent, so there's no point in learning much. I already know, you know, I'm like a native speaker already, so
Can you explain why you're a native speaker?
I'm not. I gotta learn more. I gotta study up. I'm gonna take.
He's
what,
not.
What is
So-
the
but he
like
does-
Rosetta Stone? I'm gonna do one
Yeah.
of those. I'm gonna learn.
Duolingo you should do. But,
The
right,
game?
so he went and studied abroad for like a semester in Barcelona, and he does speak
that
a little
wasn't-
bit. He understands when he visits my grandparents,
Yeah.
like, and tries to speak back. Oh my god, we had the
Spanish.
funniest moment when he met my grandparents for the first time.
Oh yeah, that was tough. At the time, I worked in advertising for pharmaceutical companies, so in my broken Spanish, I was trying to explain that I help companies sell pharmaceutical drugs. And
And he
I think
said,
the pharmaceutical
yo
part.
trabajo con drogas.
That's not what I said.
Yes, it was something like that.
The pharmaceutical part got lost in translation, and she thought I was a drug dealer.
And my grandmother looked at me slowly. She's like, "What?" And I was like, "No, not."
Narcotraficante. I watch.
He
what's
loves
that show?
all those like narco shows. Is he mean or he just likes to play around like that?
Nah, I'm mean sometimes. Well, all right. So
No, wait.
I play around being mean, but I can be a dick occasionally.
No. Okay, let me correct this. Many of you guys have the misconception that Eric is mean to me because I tend to grab the camera and like just like force it upon him.
Every time you film that, it's jokingly.
No, I know, it's sarcasm, but people don't understand that. But the problem is, he's not into social media, I am. So I just like force the camera and he's not necessarily like in the whole happy-go-lucky mood or like faking it, you know what I mean? I feel like people put up facade on social media.
Yeah, which I'm
so
not
then
about.
you're not about that, and that's why it
But
comes
it's not
off
like
that way.
it's not like I dislike social
No,
media
no.
or like I hate it. I just feel
Yeah.
like I'm not trying to be fake or.
What does he do for a living?
Oh boy. Natalie, what do I do for a living? There's always a test. She never can get it right, so we'll see. What do I do?
Medical device sales associate.
That's pretty good, ladies and gentlemen.
I literally had to learn that one because he would test me every single time, and I would get it wrong every single time.
Because you should know what I do for a living.
I know.
So what do I do though? Like,
he sells medical devices to doctors. So he goes to hospital selling some screws and whatnot.
Screws and whatnot.
And he sees surgeries every single day. And at first
that was
he would tell me,
pretty good, baby. That was better than
I
I
know.
thought.
I'm pretty decent. But at first he would tell me exactly what like the surgery was or like how he saw things, and I'm like I hate blood, so I just tell him not to tell me anything because
yeah.
Small things the person does that you love or hate, LOL. Something unexpected. So something small that I love that he does
Little notes.
is the little notes that he leaves me randomly. So like before he moved in, by the way, that's another question. Some of you guys are asking if we're living together.
We are.
Yes, we are. We recently moved together. We actually moved together before the whole coronavirus happened. But the cutest things is that he leaves me notes randomly before going to work early in the morning.
Sticky notes.
I love them.
Inside
And I have them
cabinets.
saved with dates and stuff.
Plants too. You know.
Oh, plants
I
too.
try to you know, keep it real.
What is something you love that I do?
I love.
Wow. Do I not do anything that you love?
Certain things we can talk about off camera, but I don't know. I love how you are all the time. I don't need any specific situations. It's just a general love.
What do you hate that I do? So now he has a whole list of things. What are your personalities during arguments/disagreements? Any suggestions? Look how he just
That's
chugged
a good one. So first of all,
oh my god.
one of us is quicker to get over things. Hold on, we're not done. Which one of us apologizes first? 100%. Oh, okay, cool.
Are we doing the TikTok question? Alright, so long story short, I am very we're both very stubborn in our relationship, which
We're
is
stubborn people.
It's, you know, it's something to overcome in our relationship or to learn to accept from your significant other. But I am definitely a lot
You're either
stubborn when
like
it
the
comes to
sweetest
arguments.
person alive or like the coldest. You're mad and you don't want to.
I'm a Capricorn.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like,
I don't know anything. Yeah.
Someone asked, what's your sign?
Libra, right?
Yeah, he's a Libra. What's Eric's nationality or his family's origins?
Where am I predominantly from? Where like
Where are you from?
What am I mostly?
Yeah. No, don't test
That's
me.
a question for you. What do you mean? You said I could ask you questions. Where is the majority of my family
England.
from?
His mom's
Done.
side
You
is
got
from
it.
England.
That's it.
And your dad?
He's like a mutt, but
I know. So what's
mostly
the other
English.
part?
He's Italian, Irish, German, like
Exactly.
the typical
All
East
of
European.
that.
I'm 85% Dominican.
How?
85. I like 15. That's where the white skin comes from. The 15. What can I say?
How tall are you guys? Love you, by the way. Love you too.
How tall are we?
Yeah. Wait, let's. This guy's on like his second bottle now.
Bottle. Second glass. She's 5'9"
Yeah, how
and
tall
a
am I?
half.
I'm 5'9".
And I'm 6'5".
Yeah. Which got lucky, I do have to say. Someone asked like what was my first impression. Honestly, I had no idea that he was
I was sitting.
his height.
No, I stood up when I saw you. You saw me.
Yeah,
Oh, you
but-
mean from the profile? Yeah.
So online, especially on Bumble or when you date on apps, guys have this tendency of putting
probably
their
should've
height
been
in
more,
their
right?
bio.
Yeah, I probably should've
Thankfully, Eric did it because if not, you would have gotten so many more
In
DMs.
hindsight, folks, gentlemen, put the height in there if you're tall.
But realistically speaking, I know that when a guy puts a certain height,
It's
you're supposed to you're
Should put, like,
supposed
6'11", like NBA
subtract
stars.
like 2 inches. So like if he says he's 6'2", he's 6 feet. What are some places you would like to travel together?
Thailand, India,
Yeah, he knows these.
Hawaii. I want to go to. I know you've been there.
I would love to go to Hawaii.
And the biggest one is Greece,
Greece. Yeah.
Italy.
All of that is
Everywhere-
canceled
yeah, everywhere over
till
there,
2022
yeah.
probably.
Shout out Corona. Yeah.
Shout out Corona. Who spends the most money? Be realistic about this.
That's a hard question. Because we have very different lifestyles, non-coronavirus wise. I spend more money, but
He spends more money realistically.
But circumstantially, like okay, hold on.
I already know where you're going with this.
Don't let me say my piece. So, I'm up and out the door at like 6 a.m. most days of the week, right? Like 5 to 6 days of the week. I get home at 5. I'm in and out of hospitals, like standing most of the time. I can't really bring a lunch. So I have expenses that you don't necessarily need to incur because you work from home.
Who spends the most money, realistically speaking? Eric, money-wise, because I'm more smart about my money. However, I do spend a lot of money on unnecessary things, and I can...
Smart about your money is not a fair...
I am very smart.
No, you are 100%. I'm not saying you're not. You're very more. I'm just saying I'm not. You're very practical and conservative, and you don't buy things unless you need them or unless they work out for you business-wise in terms of like content. But I don't think I'm stupid with money. Am I?
No.
That was a fake no.
No, baby, but like, you know, like certain Ubers you shouldn't take.
That's fair.
Like,
but again,
that's not being smart about it. What's one thing Nathalie or her family eats, says, or does that you're still like shocked emoji face?
Says or does is not. There's nothing there, so I'm gonna have to go with eats, I guess. I don't think there's anything that like shocks me. There's nothing that's like abnormal. I don't get some of the food, but that's like a cultural
That's
thing.
another question. Eric, do you like Dominican food?
I do. I like certain Dominican food, but let's be clear, the only Dominican food that you eat is chicken, plantains, and salami, or rice. Which I'm not a big fan. Alright, so to be fair, recently I've been working out a lot.
And I've been cooking a lot more, but he doesn't eat anything I make.
Which is fair.
Anything I make.
Which is fair.
And that's our current argument situation, but we'll move past it because we are maturing about certain arguments. Cheers to that. Have you dated a Hispanic before?
No, I've told you that. No, I have not dated a Hispanic. Who would have thought, right? Went from a bunch of white girls to you, but I'm happy with it.
A bunch of white girls. Are you guys hearing
I feel like that's such a tricky thing. I don't think like beauty's beauty. I feel like the whole race thing is so like stupid. Like why would you not date someone of a different race just because of like the cultural implications? Like I feel like I've never gravitated toward a certain race. It was a mixture of who I was around, but it was always like more of like a beauty thing. Like I never. It's just a general like attractiveness. It's not. I never saw like a color really. Have
you guys faced any cultural differences that have resulted in bumps in the relationship? No, we haven't.
No.
We get this question so often, which makes sense because obviously, you know, the elephant in the room. However, we are honestly really lucky because I guess living in New York City is not.
Yeah, that's a factor.
It's like easier.
I'm sure we'll face that complication down the road, but I don't think that's not gonna be a problem.
Will you one day visit Dominican Republic together?
I would love to. I want to have a house there one day.
Aww.
I've said that 100 times. Yeah.
I want to have a beach house in DR so bad.
That'll be the winter destination.
Yeah, I really want to bring him hopefully soon after all this. Favorite thing about Nathalie, physical and non-physical?
Non-physical is your sweetness, which I think is kind of hard to. Okay. You very sweet. Like you don't find people that are genuinely like when people aren't watching or when you notice it when it's not like people are sweet to be fake and like to get a certain opinion and like a visual, but I feel like you're genuinely like in your heart sweet, which I love about you, which is something that it's hard, like that the whole influencer thing, you know what I'm going on a whole tangent here, but the whole Instagram thing, like you see someone like yourself and you think that they're shallow or not genuine or fake because of the following that they were able to develop, but you're very genuine and sweet, and I love that about you. It's emotional, physical, I don't know if I'm allowed to say.
Say it.
You put me in a corner. For the families out there, I'm sorry. She made me say it. I don't know.
Oh my god. Mom, if you're watching, I'm sorry. A fun fact, Eric's mom actually asked this question, which killed me. So I wanted to ask the question because it's the most asked question that I probably have gotten in my questions and answers, aside from like...
Hit me.
So your mom asked, when are you moving to Connecticut? 1. And 2, when are you going to get engaged?
Classic. So, I guess I'll answer the first one because that's probably the easier of the two. What are we, 25 and 26, so in the next like 3 years, want to be out of the city, settle down, ready to start a family before 30, but around 30. So that's the first question. Now that kind of lends itself to the second question, which means clearly in the next, little amount of time. We'll get there. We'll get there shortly. I'm not gonna disclose certain information, certain dates, but we'll.
I didn't want to ask the question, but since
shout out,
your
Lynn.
mom,
I really appreciate that. We'll be talking about that one when we get on the phone after this video. Really looking
so
forward
funny.
to that call.
Pamela asks, is Nathalie necia or nah? Love you.
What is that? Necia.
What?
Necia? I don't know what that means.
Annoying.
Oh yeah, 100%. You're so fucking annoying.
I'm his pain in the butt,
she's not even like natural. She's annoying to be annoying. Like
if I see him calm and
if I'm like relaxed, she'll come up and like fuck with me for no reason. Like you'll cause a scene for nothing. It's so annoying.
I mean, you gotta spice it up somehow, am I right?
Yeah. Honestly, I think I got at least 90% of them correct. If I do say so.
Who's the better cook?
Baby, who's the better cook?
Alright, so recently I've been learning to cook more. If you guys have been noticing my Instagram stories, I have never been the type to like be in the kitchen too much, and that was actually something my family would always joke about to me, saying that I would never find a significant other if I didn't know how to cook. But look at that. Look who found someone without needing to cook.
No Dominican man would have been about that.
I always used to answer. The answer that I would give people was like, I don't need to cook. I'm going to find myself a chef. And Eric.
So she found herself a chef.
I found myself a chef. He likes to cook.
We're
so
lucky.
I'm like, what's the hardest part about dating a Latina?
The attitude, baby. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god, bro, you're crazy.
Stop.
You're fucking crazy. She will go from like this to that, like instantly. And most of the time, I don't even know what happened. That's the worst part. She'll freak out. And I'll be like, I don't know what I did. And then she goes into like this cold, like secret agent, I won't talk to you phase. Where she's like mad, but like won't tell me why she's mad.
Because he should know.
So I'm like, nah, why are you mad? Like, what's going on? Why are you acting like this? She's like, I'm good. Like, I'm good. On average, I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. On average, it takes about 24 to 48 hours before we breach that hump. Like we mentioned earlier, I'm usually the one. 99 to 110% the person to get over it and like try and remedy the situation, and she is 95 to 110% of the time the person to be like, nope, fuck you, I'm still mad and I don't even know what I did, and then we go into this whole like 48-hour thing, and then finally I figured out.
Session for
yes, because it's so frustrating, and I told you this 100 times, and then I find out what I did the next day, and it was something so stupid and small. And that freaked out. So I would say, I don't know if that's like a Latino thing. I think it is.
So you're telling me that you were never warned, like, oh, if you date a Latina.
You weren't like that when we first started, like, talking.
You think I'm gonna show my crazy side when we're first dating?
Luckily, I love you. I love you despite that.
I gotta, hold you first.
She keeps it interesting. I'll give you that. You're lucky I love you.
I'm gonna mess up. What he learned about you that helped him grow as a person. Aww.
What have I learned about you that helped me grow as a person?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Why would I need to learn something to personally grow? Like how that question
I have an answer for that question, but sure.
Can you say it again? I don't understand the question. What have you learned about me that helped you grow as a person?
I learned to have more patience. I've learned like how to be in a relationship.
Oh, you mean like how has the relationship helped you become a better person?
Yeah.
That was a weirdly worded question. I agree. I think it made me mature because before I was like alone by myself. Like I didn't really have
taking somebody else's like feelings, opinion,
their
point of view.
Before it was like I was like alone. Like I did whatever I wanted, and obviously I cared about my friends and my roommates and like catered to them, but at the end of the day it was me. And now it's like I have a whole nother half that I have to like not think about, but there's like a whole nother component, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to be sad, I mean that, like there was a whole other like, that's just fundamentally the difference between being single and being in a relationship. You have a whole nother like subconscious
Someone also asked, what is an advice that you would give someone single at the moment?
It depends on where you are, like mentally, and that's to be clarified. That's not coinciding with age. Like someone who's 25, two different people. One could be 18 mentally, and one could be 45. Like I feel like we're very mature and far along in our mentality and our mind state and what we want in life. And there's a lot of people that are our age and are single, going to bars and living paycheck to paycheck and not really like. They don't have their life together maybe as much as like it's just
it's a different mentality.
I think that someone who's single at our age who's happy to be single, they should continue to be single until they feel like they're mature enough to be in a relationship. But if you're ready to be in a relationship now, hit the apps. Shout out Bumble, let's get that endorsement.
This guy. My advice would be enjoy being single, and honestly, as cliche and as annoying as it sounds, because I used to hate this phrase, the right person will literally come in the right time. Like when you least expect it, because another question that was also asked was, when we started dating on apps, I would like to ask you this question. Were you just casually dating, or were you looking for someone?
That's the whole point I'm trying to make, is that you need to be ready to acknowledge that change of heart and make that move. Because I was like,
there's a difference between wanting
it's mentality,
like wanting a person to like spend time with, or wanting a partner. Because
not even that's a female aspect. The male aspect is someone to hook up with or someone to date.
That's
it's the same idea.
But if you, just because that's just how I am, I don't date for a casual time. I date for like a long-term, my life partner type.
Partially because you're a female too. Like a lot of guys date just to hook up, but I think it all comes down to like
not the call me daddy girls.
Yeah, shout out them. Shout out them. I feel like it comes down to like manifestation. Like whatever you project and whatever you want, you're gonna, if you continue to work for it, you're gonna get. Like if you're single and you want a significant other, and it's anything in life. If you
hold up, wait a minute.
One thing I've learned in like my short adult experience is that if you want something and you fight for it and you like generally change your mindset to be tailored towards that ultimate goal, then you're gonna get it. Like I wanted a new job and I worked for it and got it, and then I have the same, like there's a parallel between like work and relationships, I feel like, because it's kind of the same underlying mentality that if you want something and you're looking for it and you're like trying to put that energy out there to make it happen, it's gonna eventually, if you continue to work for it, it's gonna happen. Like whether it be a promotion, whether it be a girlfriend, whether it be like a physical accomplishment. I think if you work out there, YouTubers, you can accomplish your goals. And I think that's my stand on the subject.
That's a good answer. Did either of your parents say anything about the two being biracial couples?
Pretty lucky in that sense.
I know.
I feel like our family, me with your family and you with my family, they coincided and meshed very well.
Yeah.
I feel like that's an issue that a lot of cultural relationships, interracial relationships face. And I feel like it's predominantly.
I feel really lucky with his family too.
And I feel really lucky with your family. I could have been like put in the dirt and like. White boy walking into you remember the family party they had like 70 bachata dancers?
Wait, no, not even bachata, you guys. Listen to this. So someone asked me.
This was like the first cultural thing I felt.
What was the biggest, cultural shock moment in our relationship, or when you guys met each other's family? Like, how was it? Was it awkward or something, right? So Eric had met my mom first. He met her like May 5th or something.
Yeah, pretty soon after.
And then I also met his parents like the same amount of time. And then my family decided to have a big family reunion that we haven't had in like years. And I was like, okay, great. Oh, God. And I was like, Mom, I really don't want to go. I really don't want to go. And she just kept convincing me. First, I wasn't even telling Eric about it because I didn't want to go and like have to show everyone, hey, this is the guy I'm dating, because this is the first guy I ever bring in my family.
She was embarrassed.
I wasn't embarrassed. Like, he's just my first guy that I show anywhere, right?
Is what they call him.
So, Gringo is what they call him. So, basically, my family has this huge party, and my mom is like, you have to bring Eric, you have to come. So I'm like, okay, fine, let me ask Eric.
A really good time.
And Eric was like, yes, of course I'm down. So we go to the party. My family decides to have not one, but two.
It was the loudest.
I think it was
the loudest.
I don't think it was two. I think it was just like a big merengue típico band.
It was loud.
Like
Like the kind of like you feel it in your chest loud. Like you can't.
Like you couldn't hear anyone
talk
talking.
to someone next to you. Like
So
you
then
need to
we
like
walk
fucking
in.
like yell.
Wait, we walk in and all you see is my family like saying hi to him. Mind you, these are
They were
people
all
that
so sweet though.
Yeah.
Like they were like the second I walked in, everyone was like, "Who the fuck is that guy?" And then everyone came in, and they're like, "Oh, it's so nice to meet you."
These are people that I haven't seen in years, you know, because like this big family reunion that we haven't had in over like 5 years or more. So we're all saying hi to each other. I'm introducing him to like a million people, and then you can't hear anything because the banda típico is playing. I remember my aunt and uncle specifically, like my aunt coming up to me, she's like, "Ay, un blanco."
They were
un
all so
blanquito."
sweet.
And then my uncle was like,
nice.
like, sácalo a bailar, like bring him out to dance. And I was like, okay,
Can
come
I
on.
tell my part now?
Yeah.
So, first of all, I think I'm pretty fortunate. Not fortunate, but I think a lot of other people would be very uncomfortable with that situation. Like, I think that just because I'm fairly laid back and, like, open to things like that, like, I think that's partially why it went well. But also, the whole family was so inviting and so you say the same thing about my family with you, too. Like, like you said, we're very lucky in that sense that the corresponding families were very welcoming and
not
friendly.
only like his family, even his family friends have been really welcoming
that's
because
kind of
his
like my
family,
family,
yeah, exactly. So his family has a bunch of
it was
friends
a similar
that
similar introduction. So so I met her family, cousins, uncles, like 80 members of her family in that concert hall environment, and then she came to Connecticut and had a similar experience to our country club. Which is about the, like, you know, shout out the country club, but it's you know.
No,
so she met all of them, like my parents, all of their social circle, all of like their close friends who were all.
But it was like.
But we're all family friends with them, so they're considered like they're kind of family.
Yeah,
like they're all so close. Like in the same way,
I was
like
so embarrassed at first, but everyone was so nice.
When I was introduced to her family, I was passed around and I shook hands with like 80 people. Didn't know who the fuck I was talking to.
Like, hey, I'm so and so.
Yeah,
hey,
and
I'm
then
so-and-so.
you had the same experience when we went to the club. Like she was like shook around and like so. I feel like it was kind of the same situation when you were brought around. It's like he finally brings someone. But I feel like we're very fortunate in that sense. Like your family was so welcoming to me, and my family has been welcoming to you, and I think that we're
pretty lucky.
Like interracially, I think we've done very well in that sense. So ladies and gentlemen, 20 for 20. The kid nailed it. He came out on top. You know, I walked into this a little nervous.
So annoying.
We're gonna have a post press conference here, so I walked into it a little nervous. I thought she'd have questions that would stump me. I was mistaken. I clearly aced them all. Yeah, so your boy killed it. I think it's been a successful boyfriend video. I hope you guys learned something about me.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the questions and all your love and support throughout, like, just everything in my YouTube career, I guess. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and until next time. You don't even have like a drink. This guy. Biggest pet peeve ever is cheering without sipping a real drink. Anyways.
Next question, 8 for 8. The kid's killing it, baby. Let's go. What do we got?
7 for 8. You missed. Is Eric? Look at the camera. Oh my god, this guy.
Swipe up.
Just swipe up.
Swipe up.
Swipe up. So I am actually his cougar. Fun fact.
Let me zip up my sweatpants that I'm low-key wearing underneath here. Yes.
Stop. Don't let
you
people
see those
know
webcasts for like business calls when people are dressed up, good on top.
Sweatpants underneath.
Maybe all my things fell.
Show them what you're talking about.
I got some green onions, and your boy can replant them. But I fucked it up and they all fell. This dude is fucking killing it. Everyone else is chilling though. Hold on.
Like this. How about I put a pillow underneath me?
You want to be taller?
You know what time it is?
We have 2 fire engines that are on opposite sides.
Literally.
Anyway.
I couldn't have been more lucky.